As the years unfold and our hair turns silver, we begin to see life not as a race to win, but as a story to tell. A story woven with laughter, sorrow, lessons, and countless quiet realizations that only time can teach. Yet with age comes not only wisdom, but also a delicate responsibility to guard our peace and preserve the dignity that life has gracefully allowed us to earn. Many elders unknowingly lose this quiet crown of respect by revealing too much of what should have remained sacred. In the twilight years, it becomes essential to understand that not everything we know must be shared, not every wound must be displayed, and not every truth needs an audience. For silence, in many ways, is the final form of wisdom. Today, let us gently walk through 5 private matters that one must not expose in old age, if they wish to keep their respect, dignity, and peace intact. 5 unspoken boundaries that safeguard the calm heart of an elder who has truly understood life. The first and perhaps most fragile matter is the conflict within one's own family. Every household carries within it the echoes of disagreements, old resentments, and moments of misunderstanding that have quietly stretched over time. When one grows older, these memories often resurface uninvited, tempting us to speak of who hurt us, who disappointed us, or who failed to live up to our expectations. Yet, to reveal the cracks of family life to outsiders, even to well-meaning friends or relatives, is to pour salt into old wounds that were beginning to heal. True dignity lies in protecting the image of your family, even when it isn't perfect. It is not about hiding the truth. It is about preserving harmony. The wise elder understands that gossip destroys roots, that airing family issues publicly diminishes the sacred trust between generations. By keeping silence, you are not ignoring the pain, but you are choosing peace over pride. Let the world see your family as whole, even if you alone know the places where it bends. Speak blessings, not bitterness, for the respect your children and grandchildren will give you depends not on the truth you reveal, but on the grace with which you protect it. Let forgiveness, not complaint, be the language of your final years. The second private matter that should remain guarded is your financial situation. In youth, money feels like power, but in old age, it becomes a mirror reflecting the soul's relationship with peace. Whether you live in comfort or simplicity, announcing your wealth, or lack of it, only invites unnecessary reactions. When you speak of how much you have saved, others may measure your worth in numbers. When you confess that you have little, they may look upon you with pity or concern. But your peace does not depend on their sympathy or envy. The quiet dignity of an elder lies in modesty. The richest elder is not the one who owns the most, but the one whose heart remains content. Speak little about your finances. Keep your affairs discreet even from extended family or friends. Do not boast of your savings nor complain about your struggles. Let your lifestyle reflect balance and prudence. Trust only those who truly need to know, such as your closest loved ones or advisors. Beyond that, let silence be your safety. For money can make even pure hearts turn curious or greedy, and it can strain relationships that once felt pure. When you guard your financial privacy, you are not being secretive, you are being wise. You are ensuring that respect is earned for your character, not your currency. The third private matter to keep a sacred in old age is your past, your mistakes, regrets, and moments of moral weakness. Every human life is sprinkled with errors. We all have chapters we wish we could rewrite. But as we grow older, those regrets can weigh heavily, and we often feel an urge to confess them to anyone who will listen, perhaps in search of closure. Yet oversharing your regrets does not bring peace. It often opens the door to judgment. The truth is, no one else can carry your past for you. Some things are meant to remain between you and your conscience, or between you and the divine. Speak of the lessons you learned, not the sins you regret. Share your wisdom, not your wounds. You do not need to tell your grandchildren of every failure you endured, every wrong choice you made, or every person you hurt. Instead, tell them what those experiences taught you about strength, love, and humility. You are not defined by the storms you pass through, but by how gracefully you learn to dance in the rain. Let your silence about the painful past be a monument to your maturity. There is peace in knowing that you do not owe the world your confessions. You owe it your transformation. Keep your past private and let your calm presence speak louder than any story of mistakes could ever tell. The fourth private matter worth protecting is your intimate relationship, the sacred bonds that shaped your emotional world. Whether you were married for decades or carried silent memories of lost love, such experiences belong to your heart alone. Speaking openly about intimate moments, romantic regrets, or personal emotional pain may seem harmless, but it often invites curiosity and gossip that steal your dignity. Love in old age is not meant to be explained. It is meant to be felt quietly, remembered with gratitude, and honored in silence. When you speak too much of who wronged you, who left you, or who stayed, you unknowingly turn sacred experiences into social tales. Instead, let those memories rest where they began, in your heart. There is beauty in mystery. There is power in restraint. And there is deep respect for the elder who knows that true love does not need an audience. Whether your heart carries the weight of loss or the warmth of companionship, let that emotion radiate through your calm demeanor, not through spoken tales. In silence, love becomes eternal. In words, it becomes fragile. The fifth private matter is your health, your illnesses, aches, and personal medical details. Aging inevitably brings its share of challenges, and it is natural to seek empathy. But sharing every pain, every diagnosis, or every complaint often leads to worry, pity, or even gossip. The strength of an elder lies in resilience, the quiet ability to face difficulty with a steady smile. You do not need to hide your struggles from your doctors or closest family, but you do not need to announce them to everyone either. Constantly talking about sickness makes the body feel weaker and the spirit more burdened. Instead, focus your words on gratitude for the breaths you can still take, for the mornings you still wake to see the light, for the people who still walk beside you. When you maintain calm silence about your physical pains, you project courage. You show that even in fragility there can be dignity. You become an example of endurance, and those around you, rather than feeling sorrow for your condition, will feel admiration for your strength. So guard your health details with gentle discretion. Speak more of the beauty of life and less of the ailments of the body. In that way, your presence will bring peace, not pity. Now, when we step back and look at these 5 private matters together, family conflicts, finances, regrets, relationships, and health, we see that they all share one common thread. They each have the power to disturb peace when spoken carelessly. The more we talk of what should remain private, the more we surrender our calm. Dignity in old age is not about being silent because you are weak. It is about choosing silence because you are wise. The elders who are most respected are not those who speak the loudest, but those whose words are chosen with care. Each time you hold your tongue from revealing what could wound, divide, or diminish, you are protecting the temple of your peace. Silence is not emptiness. It is full of strength, patience, and understanding. To live gracefully in old age is to understand that privacy is not secrecy. It is self-respect. Old age is a time of harvesting what we have sown throughout our years. The kindness we gave, the restraint we practiced, the humility we maintained, all return to us as peace. Those who scatter their private matters to every listener often find themselves misunderstood and lonely. But those who speak wisely, sparingly, and lovingly become sanctuaries of calm. People come to them not for gossip but for guidance. They become the soft voices the world longs to hear, the voices that remind us that serenity is still possible in a noisy age. The final chapter of life should not be a record of what went wrong, but a reflection of what was learned. When you keep sacred things unspoken, you leave behind not confusion, but legacy. There is also a spiritual side to this wisdom. The divine often teaches in silence. When the heart grows still, it hears what the noise of the world once drowned out. By guarding your private matters, you create a sacred space inside you where peace can rest. You begin to live from the inside out, not the outside in. Respect is no longer demanded. It is naturally given. Dignity no longer has to be defended. It becomes your very presence. Every word you choose not to say becomes a blessing you give to yourself. Every secret you hold gently becomes a thread that holds your peace together. To live in this way is to understand that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Some people are meant to share your laughter, not your pain. Others may admire your wisdom but cannot carry your burden. Old age gives us the right to speak, but also the grace to stay silent. Choose the latter more often, and you will see your relationships grow more respectful, your mind more peaceful, and your days more meaningful. The less you reveal, the more others will sense your depth. Silence will become your language of strength, your proof of wisdom, your shelter from unnecessary judgment. So as the sun of your life begins to set softly beyond the horizon, walk with quiet dignity. Let your heart hold its memories with care. Let your lips choose only words that heal. Let your silence guard the sacred parts of your story. Do not expose family wounds that can no longer be healed. Instead, offer blessings. Do not speak of your wealth or poverty. Instead, display gratitude. Do not reveal every regret. Instead, show the lesson learned. Do not relive intimate stories. Instead, cherish the emotion that once gave them life. Do not dwell on your illnesses. Instead, show the strength of endurance. In this way, your old age will not be a season of complaints, but a garden of calm understanding. You will not be remembered for what you owned or confessed, but for the peace you radiated, the respect you maintained, and the wisdom you left behind. The secret of dignified aging lies in the art of gentle restraint. Knowing what to say and, more importantly, what not to say, is the hallmark of true wisdom. You have lived long enough to know that peace is not given freely by the world. It must be protected, preserved, and nurtured within. When you guard your private matters, you protect that peace. The fewer people who know the details of your struggles, the lighter your heart becomes. The less you explain, the more your silence speaks. In that stillness, you find clarity. You find strength. You find yourself again. So, my dear elders, as you continue your journey through the golden years, remember this truth. You owe no one the full story of your life. You owe the world only your kindness and your calm. Let your life be a poem, not a confession. Let your wisdom be seen, not shouted. Let your dignity be felt, not forced. In a world that overshares everything, the elder who chooses privacy becomes rare, almost sacred. You will find that those who respect you will draw nearer not because of your stories, but because of your serenity. And when you finally look back on your life, you will know that you lived with grace, that you understood the true meaning of peace, dignity, and respect. Because sometimes the most powerful message is not in the words we speak, but in the silence we keep. For more videos, subscribe my channel.